Some sounds don't just annoy you, they violate your soul. You know the ones. Nails on a chalkboard, someone chewing with their mouth open, that one guy who whistles like it's 1723 and he's summoning horses. These sounds don't just trigger irritation, they make your skin crawl, your jaw clench, and your brain scream, "Please make it stop," in 17 different languages. But here's the fun part. It's not just you being dramatic. Your brain has real, physical reactions to certain sounds, and some of them make absolutely no evolutionary sense. From ancient survival instincts to broken inner wiring, we're counting down the weird reasons why some sounds make your nervous system completely lose it. Let's get right into it. Number 9. The phantom phone. Buzz. You know that weird sensation where you feel your phone vibrate, but it didn't? No texts, no notifications, just your leg betraying you? Yeah, welcome to phantom vibration syndrome, the auditory hallucination's clingy cousin. It's not just a weird glitch. It's your brain being way too eager to detect signals, kind of like a puppy that barks at air molecules because it once heard a leaf fall. In your case, it's a combo of anticipation, muscle memory, and sensory confusion. See, your brain is trained to associate a tiny buzz in a certain area with incoming social interaction. Dopamine, activated, attention, captured. But if there's no actual vibration, your brain just fills in the blank. It's the equivalent of your imagination going, "Hey, wouldn't it be great if someone liked us right now?" And your thigh going, "On it." Studies show that people who check their phones constantly are way more likely to experience phantom vibrations because their brains are basically stuck in notification withdrawal. You're like Pavlov's dog, except instead of drooling for a bell, you're twitching for a Twitter like. And while it's not dangerous, it's mildly unhinged. It's also super common. Surveys say over 80% of people have felt phantom vibrations, so don't worry, you're not alone. Just tragically conditioned by technology to hallucinate approval. Number 8. The sound that scratches your spine. You're watching a video, everything's fine. And then, nails on a chalkboard. Instantly your soul tries to evacuate your body. That sound, that horrific high-pitched squeal, is basically a war crime committed against your spinal cord. And weirdly, it's not even dangerous. But your body doesn't care. It reacts like you're being hunted by an angry banshee with long acrylics. So, why does it hurt? Turns out that screechy sound falls into the 2000 to 4000 Hz range, which, surprise, just so happens to be the exact frequency range where your ears are most sensitive. Evolution decided that range is important, probably because a lot of human vocal distress, screaming, crying, babies being babies, also lives there. When you hear that sound, your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, activates alongside your auditory cortex. That means your brain processes it not just as a sound, but as an emotional event, which is science speak for you're allowed to cringe and slap your laptop shut. There's even evidence that the shape of your ear canal naturally amplifies those specific frequencies, so it's not your fault, it's your biology. You are a finely tuned sound-suffering machine. Basically, nails on a chalkboard bypass your logic center and go straight to fight or flight. Except in this case, it's more wince or die. Number 7. The chewing apocalypse. You ever sit next to someone eating chips and suddenly feel the urge to launch them into the sun? Welcome to Misophonia, a fancy name for your brain absolutely cannot deal with that sound. We're talking lip smacking, gum popping, spoon clanking, and the unholy crunch of carrots that somehow sounds like thunder. For most people, it's mildly irritating, but for some, it's rage-inducing, like, "I will throw this bag of rice at your head," rage. And that's not an overreaction, it's a neurological glitch. People with misophonia experience actual emotional and physical distress when they hear certain trigger sounds. Their anterior insular cortex, a brain region involved in emotions and sensory processing, lights up like a Christmas tree on fire. It's not about the volume of the sound, it's about the type. And these sounds aren't even dangerous. They're just annoying in a way that makes your brain yell, "This is a personal attack." Researchers believe misophonia is linked to how the brain connects sound and meaning. If your brain labels a sound as rude, invasive, or gross, it kicks into threat mode. You're not just annoyed, you're neurologically betrayed by someone's mouth noises. So if you've ever fantasized about flipping a table over your co-worker's loud cereal slurping, now you know, you're not overreacting, your brain just decided to become a noise snob with a vendetta. Number 6. The guilty until heard frequency. Okay, time for a real villain. Alarms, car alarms, fire alarms, microwave beeps. Every modern device seems designed by a committee of evil sound engineers who said, what if we made this as shrill and repetitive as possible so no one can ignore it? And they were right. You can't ignore them. These sounds work because they fall into a narrow frequency band that the human brain finds maximally disturbing, usually between 2000 and 5000 hertz. That range cuts through background noise like a chainsaw through pudding. It's not even subtle. Your nervous system interprets those sounds as urgent, even if they're not. That's why your microwave's done beep feels like it's yelling at you for crimes against popcorn. Your autonomic nervous system responds with increased heart rate, muscle tension, and a sudden urge to smash things. But here's the twist. The more exposed you are, the more you start to hate them, even if you know they're helping. It's called alarm fatigue, and yes, it's a real thing. In hospitals, nurses sometimes tune out critical alerts because their brains have learned to filter the chaos. That's right. We invented sounds so annoying that people trained to save lives go, meh, probably not important. Basically, alarms are the audio version of crying wolf, and your brain, it's the wolf, curled in a ball screaming internally. Number 5. Binaural brain scrambling. Let's say you're trying to relax, maybe meditate, maybe focus, maybe enter your final Pokemon evolution. You pop on some headphones and someone recommends binaural beats, a harmless blend of two slightly different frequencies played in each ear. Well, harmless until your brain decides to freak out. Here's the idea. If your left ear hears a tone at 200 Hz and your right ear hears 210 Hz, your brain tries to reconcile the difference. It hears a 10 Hz beat that doesn't actually exist. That's called a binaural beat. And it's like your brain is jamming to an imaginary DJ with zero boundaries. Some people swear binaural beats help with focus, anxiety, even sleep. Others experience full-blown nausea, dizziness, headaches, or sensory overload, all from sounds that technically aren't even real. Because your brain is processing mismatched inputs, it starts glitching. The auditory equivalent of crossing your eyes on purpose and suddenly forgetting what depth perception is. Some researchers even warn that certain frequencies might influence your brainwaves, those things that govern your consciousness. There are YouTube videos titled things like binaural beats to awaken the third eye. I'm not saying it'll open your chakra, but I am saying you might throw up in a beanbag chair trying. So yeah, if you want to mess with your brain's sound processing for fun and maybe accidentally dissociate, slap on those headphones and dive into the audio hallucination pool. What could go wrong? Number 4, the phantom buzz that isn't real. You ever felt your phone vibrate and then you check it and there's nothing there? No text, no call, no notification, no reason for your Fi to have gone rogue. Welcome to the delightful mental party trick known as phantom vibration syndrome. Your brain is so desperate for interaction, or so deeply wired into modern anxiety, that it literally makes up sounds and sensations. And no, this isn't just being too online. Studies show up to 90% of smartphone users have experienced this ghostly buzz. That's right, 90%. We are all collectively hallucinating our phones like they're haunted Tamagotchis. Here's the science. Your somatosensory system, the part of your nervous system that processes touch, gets confused by things like muscle twitches, fabric shifting, or even your own heartbeat. Then, your brain's reward system jumps in like, was that a text? Ooh, dopamine maybe. So your brain takes a maybe vibration, adds a sprinkle of wishful thinking, and bam, phantom notification. You check your phone, nothing. But the damage is done. It's like your brain said, hey, I know there's no message, but what if there was? Wouldn't that be fun? Spoiler, it's not fun. It's exhausting. It's mental clickbait from your own nervous system. Basically, your body invented a ghost phone just to mess with you. You're welcome. Number 3, the mosquito frequency. Okay, picture this. You're minding your own business, walking past a store when suddenly, your brain melts. But weirdly, the older person next to you hears nothing. Congratulations, you've just been hit by the mosquito tone, a high-frequency sound that's basically the audio version of passive-aggressive warfare. Originally designed to keep teens from loitering in public spaces, yes, really, this frequency usually falls between 17,000 and 20,000 Hz, which most adults over 25 can't even hear anymore. But if you can hear it, it's like a dog whistle directly into your soul. Your ears ring, your brain feels like it's vibrating, and for some people, it even triggers migraines or vertigo. And your body doesn't care that it's just a noise. It reacts like you're under sonic attack, because in a way, you are. This frequency preys on the delicate structure of your inner ear hair cells, those tiny things that help you hear without making you wish for immediate unconsciousness. And once those hair cells are damaged, they don't grow back. That's right, one bad rave and it's over for your high notes. Ironically, some teenagers now use this sound as a text tone in class because teachers can't hear it. So what started as a tool to drive kids away turned into a stealth communication method. Truly poetic justice with a migraine chaser. So next time you hear that barely audible mosquito scream from the void, just know, it's not your brain melting, it's your youth saying goodbye. Number 2, misophonia, madness. So you're sitting on a bus, or in a quiet office, or anywhere public really, and someone nearby starts chewing gum like it owes them money, loud, wet, obnoxious. You try to stay calm, but every slurp, pop, and squelch feels like a personal insult. Suddenly, you're plotting the physics of throat punches. Welcome to the delightful world of misophonia, aka hatred of sound. It's not made up. People with misophonia experience real physiological distress from specific trigger noises, chewing, breathing, clicking pens, tapping fingers, mouth noises, and yes, that co-worker who won't stop sniffing every 4 seconds like they're auditioning for an asthma commercial. Brain scans show that misophonia isn't just annoyance. It activates areas tied to fight or flight, particularly the anterior insular cortex, the part of your brain that monitors distress, pain, and social cues. Your brain hears that sound and screams, "Incoming threat!" even if it's literally just someone eating applesauce. And here's the kicker. Once you've developed a trigger, it's really hard to unhear it. The more it happens, the more sensitive you become until it turns into a full-blown rage spiral over someone chewing popcorn 2 rooms away. Basically, your ears develop PTSD from potato chips. Fun, right? Number 1, nails on a chalkboard. Let's just start with the ultimate horror show, the original soundtrack of hell itself. That high-pitched screeching noise that sends a shiver from your spine to your toenails. Yeah, that's not just unpleasant, it's biologically offensive. Like your brain hears it and thinks, okay, we're under attack, this is war. Studies using MRI scans show that when people hear this sound, their amygdala, your emotional panic button, lights up like it just saw a ghost holding a chainsaw. At the same time, the auditory cortex gets overloaded, meaning your brain is literally short-circuiting from sound. But why? Why this particular noise? Some scientists believe it mimics the distress calls of primates. Others think it's just the perfect storm of pitch and frequency, between 2000 and 4000 Hz, a range our ears are weirdly sensitive to. Evolution may have decided that unholy metal squeal equals get away from that thing immediately. Basically, your body reacts as if danger is near. And that's not an overreaction, that's your deep primal monkey brain trying to protect you from a geometry teacher holding a chalk stub. The worst part? Even just imagining the sound can trigger the same reaction. Congratulations, you've now ruined your own day with your imagination. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.